When I got diagnosed, that dream was gone.
Hey, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Scott Ryder. This is probably the single most exciting interview I've ever done. I'm with Brian Grant, my buddy from the state of Ohio.
Buckeyes.
But he's not a Buckeye, but I can't blame him for that. So Brian, I've done a little bit of research on you. And my first question is, do you ever crave crunch berries?
Do I ever crave crunch berries? Absolutely. And let me tell you something. I lived on crunch berry
know
cereal my first 9 months after I retired because I was in a deep state of depression.
Yeah.
So that was my only food.
How old were you when you were diagnosed?
I was 36. I was 36 and I'd been retired 2 years.
So I was 46. And at first I thought I could hide it, like I'd sit on my hand.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever do any things like that? Any hiding techniques?
If I can just put it behind my back and put some pressure on it, that usually will calm it down for a little bit.
Can you name one way that you think Parkinson's has made you a better person?
Definitely the one way is being appreciative of everything that I have or that's in my life, like my kids. And not that I took any of those things for granted, but when I was diagnosed and I realized that I had this disorder or disease, all those things really came to life. I think I was kind of cruising a little bit because I was in the league and it was an excuse to have to go to bed early and not watch TV with the kids and do things like that. But now I was retired, I found out I have Parkinson's, and I just started doing a lot of things with them.
I was in the airport in Seattle, Washington one day. I was going to see my son. I don't think I was in Portland. I don't know, I can't remember. I have Parkinson's, so I can't remember half of my life. But I got off the airplane and I was having a bad day, and an agent from the airlines came up and said, "Sir, can I help you?" I said, "No, I'm good," but I was having a hard time walking.
Mm-hmm.
And she came up to me a little bit later and she said, "Sir, could I help you?" And so I got in a wheelchair. Now I took my iPhone and I filmed myself being pushed through the airport with the wheelchair because I didn't really care. But have you ever been kind of in an uncomfortable situation where you had to ask somebody for help?
All the time. And I think my biggest problem is when I really need that help, sometimes I don't ask, because I'm thinking more so my kids, my older kids that are around, I don't know about you, but I start to feel like I don't want to burden them.
Oh, totally.
Not at this point, because there's going to come a time where I really need them.
Yeah.
And that's when the burden will just be constant. But I don't like burdening them with any new things that come up. And then they get upset because they're like, "We didn't know. Why aren't you talking to us?"
You know what, I wanted to do this interview to learn more about you, which I still do, but I'm going to give you some encouragement now, man. I have this thing that people want to help. They don't mind helping. Our family loves us so much. I think it makes them more upset when we don't ask them for help.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's really fascinating. Let's see, when you were at Xavier, you guys, what was the name of the conference you guys were in?
MCC.
Yeah, I knew that, the MCC. So I was in the Big Ten. And in the Big Ten every year, believe it or not, I ran on the 4x400 meters, and I ran the 800 meters. So there'd be an indoor championship, there'd be an outdoor championship. So I had, 16 opportunities to be a Big Ten champion. But Brian, I finished second 5 times. 5 stinking times. And so I like to say, when you finish second, you have a choice. You can quit or get up off the track and try to get better. And my reason for telling that story is, as I look back at my life, I feel like some of the things I dealt with athletically prepared me for the fight today, what I call my biggest race, the fight against PD. I know I'd love to read about you banging up against Karl Malone and other people, but can you relate to that? Do you think that your athletic career helped you prepare for the fight against Parkinson's disease?
I do, and just really having to, being in the league, you're always having to overcome something, and there's always a young guy coming for you, for your job. And so you gotta always stay the course, even if things get bad, you have a few bad games, things like that. I look at Parkinson's sort of in the same sense because right now, as it stands, there is no cure for Parkinson's. So therefore, I know this is something that is eventually going to win. but it's a better quality of life for me if I continue to fight it versus letting go. And
Giving
then,
up.
Now 50 more symptoms start popping up.
Yeah.
So definitely my work ethic and drive to succeed and not be taken over has carried over into my fight with Parkinson's.
Do you remember ever thinking about when you're in the league, thinking, man, I'm the old guy now, I'm not the young guy coming in anymore? Did you ever have that feeling?
After about 6 years,
Really?
I started feeling like that. My last 2 years is when I knew that was true.
But I bet your PD was creeping in those last 2 years.
It was, it was like in my presentation, I'm playing one-on-one against Kurt Thomas in Phoenix, and I blew by him and went to dunk, and I kind of got hung. When I turned around, he was looking at me like,
dude, what's up, huh?
I go, what? He goes, what'd you just do? That looked like somebody shot you. I go, nah, I'm feeling a little uncoordinated on jumping off my left leg. He goes, you might want to get that checked, man. That didn't look good.
This is all during the game?
No, this was during one-on-one
okay.
after practice with Kurt
see.
Thomas. And I went in, spoke to him, and they told me, listen, this is your 12th year in the league.
You're just getting old,
Yeah,
right?
you're just getting old. And I said, well, what about this little twitch over here in my wrist, on my skin? You know how you guys get twitches and stuff. I was like, all right. So I didn't think anything of it.
So for me, my toe started curling when I was running. It took like 5 years to figure it out. I'll never forget, I went to a orthopedic toe specialist, and you know what he said, Brian? He said, hey, find another way to exercise. That was his advice.
What?
I just know it hurts like heck and I can't walk. Have you ever thought about this? You earned your money the hard way. You played in the league, man, that's a gift. But I've often thought about, what about people that have Parkinson's that don't have the means to get good help?
I think about that a lot, especially when I was first diagnosed and I was going to Rising Health, which is all naturopathic medicine. The doctor was an MD as well as a naturopathic doctor, so he could prescribe things. And after 3 months, I was taking 4 packs of pills that had 20 plus pills on them. I was doing that 4 times a day. And after the first week, I couldn't do it anymore because just to feel those things going down my throat, I started throwing them up.
Are they expensive?
They were really expensive. I was coming out of pocket like $3,500 a month. And I'm like, I'm lucky I can afford this, but how is everyone else affording
Yeah,
this?
some people can't.
I got kicked off the team my junior year.
High school?
I was out partying all during the school year. And
So you're partying, you got booted off the team.
yeah, so I'm booted off the team, and then we just finished my junior year. I barely passed. And my mom and I were driving, and a UC commercial came on the radio. And so when it went off, and I said, I'll be ready. Second week of school, I get in a fight because a kid used a racial slur towards me. And they wanted to expel me, but my mom was like, I'll call the NAACP if you expel him. This kid started with miming and cramming. And I have to pass my American history test, and I can only miss one. So I took the test, and I knew I had to miss more than one. Next day I come in, he tells me to sit down, dismisses the class. I go up, I see 4 answers checked in red, but pencil, some type of pencil. He goes, what is this? And I go, I don't know, I was cramming. And he goes, son, you can't go around fighting everybody who calls you something you don't want to be called, or you'll be fighting every day of your life. And I go, yep. And he goes, in 19 such and such, what happened is multiple choice. And I put D, and I go, C? He said, why didn't you put that? Went down, got all except one correct.
That's awesome.
He gave me my paper, and he goes, son, sometimes people are given second opportunities. You just got yours. I hope you do something with it. If he doesn't do that, none of this happens.
Forever, man.
Nothing.
Have you ever thought about this? Remember what your mom said when you banged your head against the wind? Catcher, Major League Baseball catcher, right? No? Pitcher? Somebody you got a connection with.
Who, me?
Yeah. I might have it in my book bag.
He played for the Colorado Rockies.
Yeah, that's him. But
Ben Petrie.
Yeah.
Yes. Finally.
Boom.
Remember
2 minds together. We made it. How'd you get connected with him?
When I moved back to Portland, he was at a Parkinson's Resources of Oregon event.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw him, and the first support group I went to was near a hospital. I was 30-something. Next oldest person, the youngest person was 78. So they're going around talking about all their problems, and I'm like,
That's what I'm going to end up like, right?
well, not even that. I mean, they're talking about things that probably had nothing to do with Parkinson's too. So
Yeah.
I was like scared out of me, you know.
Sure.
But I ended up putting together a support group with people more my age in the young onset.
Young onset.
And it's been great because we split up caregivers, patients, and then we come together to discuss it. And a lot of times, I think we don't realize how much our caregiver takes on.
Oh, dude.
I mean, it's just
It's almost worse for them.
Yeah, I
I
think
said
so.
yesterday, you know, my wife, when we stood up and took those vows, remember rich or poor, sickness and health? And you never think any of those things are really going to happen. Here we are. She helped me button this morning. She tied my shoes.
I can button right here, but these I can't.
Oh, I can't
button.
do those at all. Or can you do these very good? You know, the collar buttons?
Yeah, no.
No. So I started this thing a while ago I called Just Ask. And what I mean by that is I look for people that maybe have disabilities. You know, I've never been shot down in this, Brian. I've gone up to people in wheelchairs and I said, man, I've got Parkinson's, and I realized everybody has a story. How'd you end up in the chair? Have you ever tried anything like that? I encourage you to do so, because here's what I learned from it. Two things is everybody's got a story, but they don't often get to tell their story. And most people want to tell you what's happened in their life. And you know what I learned? It takes the focus off me, because sometimes I feel sort of selfish. Do you ever feel selfish?
I do.
Yeah.
I do see all these people running around worried about me,
I
and it's
know.
just like, think about yourself.
Yeah. Greatest single piece of advice anybody ever gave you?
Probably Michael J. Fox telling me that it's going to be a tough road for me because I need to lose the vanity. And I said, what do you mean by that? And he goes, you know, as athletes and actors, you know, we're always trying to make sure our bodies are at its best.
Yeah.
But now things are going to start getting stripped away from you, and to use that vanity, it's going to be a tough process or a tough road.
So you have 6 kids?
I have 8 kids.
8 kids gathered here in this room right now, and they were listening to you. I know the chances of that being, so if they're like my kids, and you had their full attention. You said, listen, I'm going to give you guys one piece of advice about life. What would you tell them?
That life is short. Enjoy it, but don't just enjoy it for yourself. Help others along the way. Because I don't know about you, until I was diagnosed with Parkinson's, I thought I was going to live forever. Like, something's going to come out that's going to extend my life to 100, and then they'll come out with something new or whatever.
Sure.
But, you know, when I got diagnosed, that dream was gone.
So can I ask you to do one last thing, and you can
Sure.
say no. If I stand up, can you show me a box out technique?
I'll put you through the wall real quick.
Okay, I want to get through the wall. Andrew, are you ready for this? Okay, so if I'm Carl Malone, let's see, where's the basket? So right there's the basket. So I'm driving.
The proper way to box out a Carl Malone is come toward me.
So I got my.
Make contact first.
No, that's a foul right there, man.
No, you can make contact.
Okay, so I'm dribbling. I'm left-handed. I'm going up. What's going to happen? I got no chance. No shot.
But he's going to pump fake me and then
So he's going to go like this?
Yeah.
All right. I love you like a brother,
All
man.
right, brother.
Thanks for all you do. Yeah.
You too.
Can I show you something I wear every day? You want one? You know what that stands for?
Up to me.
I'll never quit.